You guys have an advantage in talent and size. And
we just want to get better, and it's a race to maturity, and we just want to mature and just run our sets, work on our defenses, and get ready for next games, and accomplish on winning on this one presently.
How excited are you for? Because obviously the talent level goes up big time when you take Iowa State #4. How excited are you for that matchup and kind of see where you guys are?
We're excited for every game the same. We prepare for every game the same way. We prepare for every game very, very hard. And that's going to be a tough matchup, and we're going to come out and play as hard as we can.
How have you seen them at all on TV or anything? Do you know them?
I've seen them play numerous times. I watch everybody play though. I'm a basketball player. I'm a junkie, so I just watch everybody play. So.
What do you think of them? I mean, they've been good for a while now.
Yeah, they're a great team. They play well together, and they've been together for a long time. And we're gonna have to come out and play very hard to get the W.
You talk about trying to learn and get things figured out here. How close are you? And would it be nice to have another week before a team like Iowa State, or are you ready for that level of challenge?
It's not really. It's really a race to maturity. We just got to be ready for any challenge. We knew this was coming up, and that's why we're trying to get better every game. And leading up to games like this where we could play, just go out there and play as hard as we can to execute and try to get the W.
3 double-doubles in 4 games for you. How good do you feel about the way you started personally?
I feel like personally I got the best teammates in the world. They be pushing me every day, telling me to get double-doubles and just keep going hard as long as I can. So it's really all on my teammates. I just try to go out there and play as hard as I can.
Fun to see Greg get a couple buckets there later.
Yeah, it's very fun to see Greg get buckets. I told him to shoot every time he get in. I told him and Matt to shoot every time. So.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Let's go on, Chris.
We're a young team, so it's going to be how much we've matured in the last 3 games since our first loss, and then through these 3 games, and see how much we can get better. And I think playing one of the best teams in the country is the only way to do that.
What do you think about those guys? I would imagine you haven't scouted them much at all. Iowa State, they've got 5 guys that average double figures. And, they're number 4 in the nation. You know anything else about them?
I mean, everyone on our teams has seen them play. They're always on national television, so it's easy to see them on ESPN, CBS, things of that nature. So we know what they're about, and we know their names. So it's going to be we'll be familiar.
You want to guard Niang, right? You want to.
Nah, that won't be me. Maybe Zach or Shane. But hopefully we're able to contain him, contain all their players, and do what we have to do on both sides of the floor.
Were you pretty rusty out there today, or feeling pretty good?
I felt pretty good. I didn't want to come out and try and force myself into things, kind of force shots and force passes. I just kind of wanted to let the game come to me, and I thought I did a good job of that. And my teammates really helped me by running lanes and making the game a lot easier for me my first game back.
How much have you been dying to get out there these last 3 games?
Unreal. I've been trying to get my trainer. I've been trying to tell him I was fine, and he was just trying to play it real cautious and tried to make sure that I was back fully healthy before I just ran in there and re-hurt it again. So really, I was just itching to get back as soon as I could.
Had you been in a lot of pain?
Iowa State, other than the fact they're number 4 in the country, and apparently really good.
Our team watches a lot of basketball together. We know they play well together. They have a lot of maturity on the team, a lot of older players. And, they've been together a long time, so they got a lot of good chemistry.
When Buzz was first hired, he said one of the keys to winning games was making more free throws than the other team even attempts. And you guys have been able to do that through the first 4 games. What's been the key to getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line so much?
We have a lot of guys on our team that's hard to guard. A lot of multi-position guys that get to the cup and that can shoot. So I feel like we get fouled a lot just from having those guys on the roster. We just got to make more free throws.
Well, how ready are you how eager are you to see how you measure up against number 4 Iowa State on Friday?
Yeah, I think the next few days will be really good for us, regardless of results. We'll have an opportunity to be alone for the longest period of time. I think Iowa State's good enough to win the whole thing. Obviously, I'm familiar with some of their guys from my past, but I think Coach Prohm's done an unbelievable job of instilling his defensive principles and how they play. And I think there's a little bit of ebb and flow, just like any other coach that takes over. I think they're still doing a lot of what Coach Hoiberg did offensively. I would say that among all the teams that I've seen thus far in the country, I think they play to mismatches and play in space better than any team that I've seen thus far. And I think it'll be good, regardless of the result, to see how we respond 24 hours later, or potentially less than 24 hours later, for the next opponent. Can we absorb in a short turnaround in a tournament type setting, absorb and play to a scouting report? I think that we'll learn a lot about our team. So I am eager to leave. We'll do some work in the morning to finish this one up and do a little bit of work and prep for Iowa State, since it's 2 days before. I think our kids are anxious for it as well.
Do you think, one, are you ready for that test, or does this team need another week? I mean, you don't have that option, but
Yeah, I think all coaches would say we'd like more time. I think when you're playing a team that's potentially good enough to beat Kansas in the Big 12 regular season, a team with the talent that they have, yeah, you always want more time. But like you said, you can't change it. That's the schedule, and we'll see where we stack up.
you think there's a chance that you have the kind of kids that this brings out the best in them? You've played a
Well, I think like I said, I think it was in game number 2, that I don't think that thus far, and I don't think it'll change this week, I don't think it's our opponent. I think the game for us is the race to maturity. And I think even in the untrained eye, you guys can see some growth and some maturity in what we're trying to do collectively and individually. Okay, so now you play against some guys that are going to play in the NBA next year. How do you handle that from a mature standpoint? And so, like I said, we'll see. And then how are we going to handle the next day? Can we get to the next play? So I think there'll be a lot of lessons to learn.
Plus, a bunch of these guys played with each. I'm sorry.
From what you've seen from Iowa State, it sounds like you've seen quite a bit.
Yeah,
Is there something that troubles you most about them? 5 double-figure scores and size is kind of...
Well, they're going to play 7.5 guys, and I think they're very at peace with what each of them do the best, and they stay in their lane and what they do the best, as well as any team. There are hard matchups on, how they play in transition, how they space the floor once they don't score in transition. They're scoring 33% of their points in transition.